Thanks for tuning into the Carry Hannah podcast. Here's your host, Bryce and Kevin.
Welcome back to the Carry Hannah podcast. My name is Bryce, and I think the intro is still kind of fucked up, but I'm feeling nostalgic, and so I played it. Welcome back. My name's Bryce. With me, as always, is Kevin. He's waiting on me. We're talking about chassis before Kevin gets...
Oh,
he
now
complains about me throwing it to him.
You're gonna take away my thunder now, Bryce. What are we talking about today?
Now it's a problem. Apparently.
What are we talking about today, Bryce? I don't know. Chassis.
I just said. What did I say? I don't remember what I said now.
Oh yes, the Pt1 Flux chassis just dropped.
Okay.
It's very interesting. Oh wait.
Oh, that's how we're opening up.
Am I saying what you're saying and you said what I said?
I mean, if you're cool, if you want to talk about that, yeah, we can do that.
Well, I don't have any idea about it. You just showed me like 5 minutes ago.
All right, so Kevin and I were a little unprepared for this podcast. We didn't prepare at all. I had family in town, and he's on a weird training thing for work, so we've been a little little off. No, but I mean, if people are listening, I want to at least give them an idea.
Just tell them it's a fireside.
It's because I want to, I did the intro. It means something to me. It's sort of, we have a topic, all right? It's pistol chassis. So before we're rolling with it.
The wonderful world of pistol chassis.
Pissy chassis.
Well, that's how I think of them.
That's what all the cool kids call it. All right, so I sent Jesus Christ. I sent a picture of a Flux Raider P365 chassis to Kevin, sight unseen. I'm sure he had heard of it before that. We hadn't really discussed it previously, so it's not really something that was really on our radar necessarily.
I'm not super in the chassis, so no, I haven't seen it before.
Okay, so from the time that you saw it to your interesting little brief dive into chassis land, what are your thoughts on the P365 chassis, what it could be, and then we can talk about chassis and see if we can clear
I'll answer that, and then I too will ask you a question as well.
Well, you should, and carry on, sir.
I'm not super in the chassis, so I don't really understand the use case behind them other than a cool range toy. I mean, anything other than a cool range toy for the pistol chassis just seems folly. Like, you're fooling yourself. Like, I'm going to put it in a bag. You're fooling yourself. There's so many other different options that are better than slamming a pistol into some, chassis system, if you will, to make it a PDW.
I think it's
cool.
Yeah, I think the idea is to try to flex it into something that you wouldn't otherwise use a pistol for. Yeah.
Yeah, but do you even get better performance? Is the performance even noticeably better?
Well, so I guess my question is your objection or your stance on chassis, is it because
my objection and stance is the following. I think they're interesting. I think I'd like to make one. I would use it at the range and test it out, but I don't think I'm giving it any serious use case defense-wise or bag gun or hurricane gun or any type of serious thought beyond the cool factor of having one.
So I guess I always kind of go back to when we talk about pistol chassis, and then even with like nowadays we got guys with braces because people don't want to SBR, they are in a state where they can't, or there's something precluding that. I like to harken back to the Browning High Powers and the Lugers with stocks.
Oh, are you gonna bring up the Inglis?
Yeah, the Chinese. Yeah,
the Chinese contract gun.
So less of the historic value and more towards what it was supposed to offer. It was an option to maybe flex something into a role rather than keep it in a dedicated role. So it gave you...
Yeah, didn't the C96 Mausers have the same idea?
Same concept.
Yeah.
Same era.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at. If you kind of like the PDWs or the P90s or the MP7s kind of thing, where it's like it's not
Mhm.
really great at a lot of things, but if you needed it, it is more points of contact, because I think that's what makes shooting a rifle easy, is being able to
Okay.
put your face on it and then your shoulder into it, and then
I mean, yeah, it definitely seems like it mitigates or dilutes the recoil.
yeah.
Because you're taking a handheld item and
Mhm.
turning it into a rifle.
So now with that being said, I'm not. This is not a this is not a raving endorsement for pistol chassis or even the
Are you
Flux Raid or
endorsing
any of
them?
those.
Are you endorsing them?
No,
Are you
but I
sucking on Sykes'
understand
titties?
what I understand, especially if you're not necessarily like the biggest gun guy or tactician, or you fantasize about uh, foreigners falling from the sky with parachutes
Mm-hmm.
and assault rifles. I
Like Red
mean,
Dawn.
and I mean, if you're not necessarily worried about that, but you maybe want something that's a little bit more convenient to wield or use, or than a pistol, which I have my
I
own objections to that.
what?
I'm being, this is more devil's advocate in my mind.
Ooh.
I think the P365 Flux is a more interesting option than the P320 Flux, other than the
What do you have
the make
against
and
the
model of the
P320s? What do you have against
other
them?
than the,
They're
other than
totally
that,
fine.
because I
Hey,
mean, even B&T has their own solution for Glocks and
right.
P320s and their own
Well,
PDW.
they've been out for a while. The whole pistol chassis. Did it? I just
Yeah,
show you
and
like an old concept.
yeah, the M Tech. So that was my first exposure to pistol. Well, I guess I don't know it's necessarily a pistol chassis in the traditional sense, but back in when I was a kid, in the magazine art or in the articles and like Guns and Ammo and stuff, you always saw like the really weird carbine conversion kits, and they were always like,
Yeah.
I remember the 16-inch barrel conversions for the Glocks, where like they came with massive 16-inch drop-in Browning. Like
Yeah, I
they were
remember
supposed
those.
to function, which is great. It's insane. It's like how is this supposed to run? But I think the idea of a pistol chassis has really been was given new life by the I guess the pistol brace. Short guns. Short guns
Mm-hmm.
were cool again because braces made it more accessible, more
Race is
readily
fun.
accessible.
Yay.
Yeah. So now we can after that, like, in a minute we could maybe talk about how that may not be the best idea, but that's what the idea is. And then I guess
Mm-hmm.
as our buddy Kirk always says, use case, right?
Use case. Use case. You honestly should just have a use case button at this point.
I should just clip his voice when he said that and then just take it from or take it from his episode.
Use case.
Just every fucking time. They're like, it's a Kirk button.
Well, I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, that
No, he's
was.
not. He's not. He's not at all. I mean, I bring it up for a reason, because it's I know there's a lot of people that die or have very strong opinions on pistol braces, but I think, especially for somebody that, like I said, isn't necessarily a big gun guy per se, but they maybe want more of an option. Maybe that's the best way to flex a
I
chassis
mean,
gun or a chassis pistol into
yeah, but how
like
much
the
do they
most
cost?
use
Like
cases.
they cost like what, $200-$300?
I don't know. I mean, they vary. I mean, they go up from
Roughly.
there.
Like they're under 500 most
So
of the
I
time.
mean, if we're talking value, I mean, we're not. I guess in this particular niche use case, in my mind, it's less about the value proposition and more out of the practicality of having a
Well,
handgun, and
yeah, but
also
you're
then just
saying
investing in a chassis.
Well, you're saying like a young man or woman,
Yeah, I'm thinking about when I first got into guns.
or
If there was a legitimate option for me to be like, hey, if I can just buy this handgun, I can swap this little thing around
and put it
and
into a PDW. I mean, I can see that.
mm,
And then it would give you way more interest. I guess it would give you a longevity of interest using the platform. You know,
there's more.
getting
Yeah, there's
familiar
more.
with it.
I mean,
Yeah.
we talk about like replayability, and in our most
Mhm.
recent video game review,
Ready or not,
Ready or
on
Not,
YouTube, on YouTube, the
on
Carry
the
Handle Gaming.
plug your shit better, man. Come on.
Plug my you're
This is a
literally telling me
fucking
to plug my
softball,
shit
and you're
better?
just like you just whiffed it.
Okay, why don't you plug it for me since you're such a great
It's
plug?
your fucking channel, dude.
It's
What do you
our
mean?
channel.
Okay, it's our channel,
It's the
but you are the
sister
creative
channel.
lead because
I
I
am
am
the
not
creative lead.
I'm not good with the video gaming.
You're just not that okay with the editing. I've spent
That's
a lot
fair.
of time
I grant you that.
on the editing.
You're pretty good about that. So
Check us out at the
what were we
Carry
talking
Handle
about?
Gaming
Oh yeah.
on
So
YouTube.
we were both shamelessly plugging your shit, and then I gave you shit about it, and I don't remember what I was talking about. Fuck.
You're talking about use case and replayability.
So we were talking about replayability, and then along the same vein, in terms of keeping visual or keeping interest in a gun, because I don't know, people may not be like me where I need to maintain interest in something.
Well, no,
I get bored.
That's a real thing. I mean, look at I have my Glock 19, right? And I got old and tired of it, and then I put a Brown L slide.
Well, I think for
immediately had more interest in it. And stuff.
I think for the young gun nerd that wants something a lot to do, I think chassis bring a whole world of possibilities into somebody that maybe just can't own a bunch of guns, but they can, piece together something and they can tinker, and or maybe it's not even a matter of buying another gun. Maybe it's just a matter of wanting to tinker because for the sake of it, because that's what I like doing.
Just the tinker, and
yeah, just for the sake of it.
They're all 90% complete.
Maybe. Well, so now, I mean, I don't necessarily recommend tinkering with life-saving equipment that you actually, hope to use, but you're gonna do what you want to do.
That's kind of like that would be the draw for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm a young person, I buy my first Glock 19 and then I buy the chassis because I don't think they were out when I bought mine. But yeah, I buy the chassis.
I mean, they not really the same.
Not part of the point. So I have my Glock 19. I'm trading with my Glock 19. It's my life-saving tool that I bought. If I then get a chassis and trade with the chassis, I mean, I don't know. It feels not right to use the life-saving tool.
So
double it up. I mean, I understand having one EDC that you use every day, and that's just what you have, and then having the chassis because you want to just play around with the chassis with another gun.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I guess in my mind, it's similar controls because a lot of these chassis in the particular case of the Flux, it's effectively the same controls.
Okay.
I mean, I guess my only retort to that would be, how do you treat running or practicing with a AR-15 versus running a pistol? It's a different gun. So, I mean, and then if we're in this very specific set of circumstances that we've laid out, I mean,
this stringent son of... I feel like I'm the termite in science class, and you're just like drawing the circle in the pen around.
All right, so what would I can't talk today. I don't know what's going on. Oh, family just fucking fries your brain, I guess. So, not like in a negative way, by the way.
Like an egg.
Tired. I'm just tired. I don't like eggs. It's like
I didn't say you did.
Except
Did
for
I
like
say you
egg
did?
bagels. I like egg bagels.
I didn't say you liked
Have you
them.
had an egg bagel, Kevin?
I have, and I do enjoy
Oh.
eggs.
No. Like an egg bagel, like an egg in the dough bagel. They're like yellow.
I haven't had one of those.
Dude, change. I know this is so not related, but it would
We're
change your life.
we're getting further and further away from the obscure pistol chassis.
Okay, so let's open this up. Back to what I was talking about. Other than onion bagels are good too.
They are. I get that.
Oh, those are good. So what would it take, knowing what you know, based on what we've talked about very briefly, in your mind, what would it take for you to buy a pistol chassis instead of having it so focused? Is that an attractive, just even on the surface?
What would it say? I mean, maybe like you were talking use case
Keeping
or
in
just
mind,
buying outright.
I don't have a strong opinion on this. I'm genuinely curious.
I mean, maybe backpacking. Maybe if I was into hiking, because it gives you more capability. I will not. I will say it gives you more capability than you otherwise would have just with the handgun.
Yeah, and I mean it's probably
I mean, that's
smaller
just
than taking a dedicated backpack gun or something like that. I mean,
right. And then maybe a hurricane gun, like having having the gun on you, and then having the chassis system there, and you
so
can
the
set
only
it up.
reason I kind of singled out the 365 chassis or Flux chassis is that apparently there's a holster option for it that is actually sort of usable. And if you look in that
Really?
picture that I sent you, that little line that's running across the backside of the chassis or or brace is actually bungee. So you hit a button and it auto deploys when you draw, or it auto deploys
Oh.
or something. Either way,
Oh, okay.
it's
Yeah,
it
I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it.
assists deploying.
So I could be like some Giga Chad, like cool, like walking around like a
I mean, in
sports
terms
coat
of
on.
PDWs, that's pretty compelling.
Are we talking 1980s Reagan
We're talking, I mean,
Reagan Secret
in
Service guys?
in terms of, I guess we can talk about having a very specific tool for a job. I can see a very specific argument for something like that. Like, hey, well, I mean, you don't justification isn't necessarily required, but it's more I can see where having something that is that compact and offers a third point or third and fourth point of contact that makes the pistol it's maintains some level of concealability, because I can only imagine that's not the most comfortable thing in the world. It's but
Hey, big guy! Are you happen to see me, or is that a P365 Flux chassis system in your pants?
so the
It's a
flip side
Draco.
of that is I was
Oh,
talking Kevin and I were talking about I had the opportunity to purchase a MP320 chassis, and I didn't, because I was thinking,
but
oh man,
why?
because then I would have to buy a 320 and I don't want to do that.
You could buy one and inspect it to make sure that it's not going to explode.
Dude, I can't keep up with the update process, and honestly, I don't want to fucking deal with that shit right now. I mean, maybe in the future, maybe. I'm not saying
Well,
no. I'm just saying, it just seems like there's it seems to be a lot going on. And even if the, I kind of feel like the 365 is like almost guilty by association.
well, you bring
Also,
up
should we have a sig counter? How many times we like shit talk them?
perhaps, but you bring up a really interesting point. So you're saying the P320 is kind of but also you showed me a while ago about the maintenance schedule for the 365 being
Now,
very
mind you, this is alleged because neither one of us have had that experience. I would
okay, but
caveat.
okay, yes, good caveat. But if the 365 maintenance schedule is higher, and it's not really built to be a used and abused system, why then would I buy a chassis that would want me to use it more?
That was actually gonna be one of my.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
pretty good, huh?
Yeah, that was really good. Yeah.
Now, I will say
I think
the
that's a valid point.
the Glock chassis, like you have a solid pistol platform that is pretty much like a Toyota. Like if it breaks, you can immediately fix it.
Hold on, I'm looking up the Glock
Oh.
BNT chassis here.
Oh, he's typing.
BNT.
I hear the Google typing.
I want to see.
I hear the Google.
Well, so I think the BNT chassis, I'm fairly certain I think you have to SBR. I don't know if they have a functional brace for those.
Well, due to new and exciting laws, that might not be so terrible.
Well, I mean, you still have to SBR it. It just doesn't cost money next year.
Hooray!
Oh
Jesus!
Oh fuck, dude! It's $500 fucking $500.
$500. I can buy 2 PSA daggers.
Dude,
I could do
that better
PSA
come
daggers.
with a short little Swedish lady to give you hand jobs and yell at you. That's craziness.
2 PSA daggers and have 10 magazines for $500.
BNT, hold on, that's fucking crazy. That's for the Glock 17. Now, I think,
and that's no pistol. That's just the brace.
No, that's the chassis. That's like the whole. Here, I'll send it.
Yeah,
it's like the whole. It's you. So it's not the same thing as the SIG because it doesn't have a chassis. Obviously, like it doesn't have the grip module kind of thing.
Can it up?
So what I want to know is if I can find it. Glock you. I like all the names they have with these. Shut the fuck up.
It's the Google.
I think it's funny that A3 Industries has these things or has parts for them.
Get fucked.
Now, I will say that the BNT USW for the 320 is only $300. Now I say only, but you know, it's still a lot. Oh man, even on the aftermarket, these things are still $500. Oh man. That they are proud of those, huh?
Yeah. No, thank you.
Okay, all right. I found one for $400.
Oh, only $400.
Oh. Yeah, that one. I mean, it's better. Do they have a okay? So, like, do they have a brace for that? Maybe USW brace. I know I sound like an idiot.
Jesus.
This isn't really what we're. Oh, they do actually. Oh, they do have a half decent brace option, but by the time you buy the brace, you're like almost $700 in.
I mean, that's the so for $700.
Like, yeah. So the direct fit. Here you go. So
how much does a SIG Wrangler cost?
How much? What was it?
The SIG
the Rattler.
How much do those cost?
400, 2,600 maybe.
Okay, so you're like halfway to a semi decent actual PDW.
Okay, that's not really a PDW though. That's like a 300 blackout. I don't know. I don't know that I would call that a PDW though. Is it a PDW?
It's personal. It defends you, and it's a weapon.
Well, kind of. All right, let me just let me find the. Why is this so fucking hard to find prices? Rattler LT. Oh, because they updated the Rattler. Oh, that's interesting. They're so hard to keep up. I can't keep up with SIG in how many times they update things. Because they update stuff and then just don't tell anybody. And then it's really hard to track updates. Which, I mean, it's probably for like a legality thing. All right, so if I'm gonna find here. Let's go.
When did we update it? I don't know.
Oh, I was close. 2,500, 2,500, 2,500. 2,500. Yeah, 2-ish. Oh, cane break. That's an old one. That's kind of an interesting number. Do I need that? No, I don't. Okay, sorry. I getting distracted. Getting distracted
come
here.
back, Bryce.
I'm
come
back. I'm back here. So yeah, it's mid low 2-ish, 23 to 2500. So
Okay.
now, but we're not. I would like to hasten. I would say don't include the pistol in this price because I am not advocating for somebody to go out and buy a pistol and then immediately go buy the brace as an option or as a replacement for a long gun because that's not what I'm saying.
Wait, we're not advocating. I thought we were advocating for that. I thought that was the whole advocation. For the chassis.
Although, if we're being honest, I mean, could that be an option? I mean, is there an option where is there a criteria where that's appropriate? Where you don't maybe you're in a household where you can't have a lot of guns and you don't have a lot of real estate and you need to secure your firearm. I mean, Kevin, you've been in a situation like that. I mean, you might be able to appreciate something like that.
Yeah, I kept them in my trunk though.
Well, I guess my point is being able to flex one item into a lot of roles without having to invest and or have to secure a bunch of items. So, I mean, in this particular case, let's even just look at the B&T USW. Like if you have that on your screen.
B&T USW.
So basically you just take your complete Glock pistol and ideally without a red dot on it because I don't think it would fit inside of it, but it literally just kind of like bolts it onto the guide rod and then everything else is on the chassis. So you can keep your light, you can keep your dot, you can have a sling on it, you can have whatever the fuck you want on it. All you do is you slot your Glock in, right? So you'd have your carry gun and then maybe some simple tools and put it on your gun, right? And then already have a light and optic, all the shit. So
wow, that's amazing.
Now, with that being said, I have no fucking clue about maintaining zero, mostly because it's a polymer frame.
Well, even the flux, like the slide reciprocates, doesn't it?
Right. Yeah. I mean, your accuracy is never going to be your friend. Right. We're talking about that. So I would say I think the best way in my mind how to view a pistol chassis, and then we're kind of getting away from me being objective and more, we're getting more into my opinion. And that's, I think you can treat them more like magnifiers. It just lets you get more out of a pistol chassis.
That you're going for the magnifiers don't increase your accuracy.
It just maximizes and makes what you can do a little easier. Because it's not going to magically make the gun more deadly or ballistically effective. Like that's not, I mean, it might make your cone of fire a little smaller, but I mean,
I think I agree with that. That's a good analogy because I feel like a lot of people buy these thinking the exact opposite. They're going to slam their police trained Glock 17 into this thing. And then they're going to be like the hot bee's knees at the range, slapping, 3-inch through the 2-inch groups at 75 to 100 yards.
Well, in this particular case, when we're talking about actually just like doing the full bore, SBRing it, or even going and spending the $700, almost $800 to put a brace on it. Good lord.
Yeah, but if you SBR it, can you then take the handgun out of the system? I don't know the legality.
I don't know what the legality. I think the handgun has to be SBR'd because you're putting a stock on the handgun.
Yeah, so now you're basically pigeonholing the gun into that.
Yeah, but then with the, I think it's kind of the same deal with the 320 chassis. Is I think the chassis has to be SBR'd. So I don't the legality. So we're not really going to talk about that. Pretend like that's not a problem. Let's pretend like you spent the ungodly amount of money on either the brace option from A3 or AT3 Tactical, which looks interesting, or you just said fuck it and you SBR'd it. So we're just thinking about that. So you have to consider accuracy. It's not good. It is not a replacement for a long gun. It just makes it slightly easier to lob. In this case, we're kind of assuming you're using 9mm because you're an adult, hopefully. And
45 because you're older than 65.
or me sometimes, I guess. But so you're just slightly more effectively lobbing those 115, 24, 47, whatever grain, 9 millimeter downrange. But I think it's just an easier way to say, hey, the more contact you have on guns or your ability to control where your bullet's going, I mean, your cone of fire is just going to start shrinking. So, I mean, that's an additional 2 contacts in this particular case. I mean, that's going to be easier to shoot infinitely. I know people are like, want to talk about like, oh, well, if you can't shoot a gun, and I'm like, I'm not talking about shooting at 5 yards there, buddy. I'm talking about shooting at 25 and 50, which, I mean, repeatedly done. I've had limited usage with chassis, but I can tell you it makes using them a lot easier because a stock or a brace or whatever makes more points. I keep saying that, but I mean, that's really just,
I mean, yeah,
that's it.
I don't think there's a arguability to making the gun shoot better, right? Because it does. I mean, that's the whole idea behind it.
Yeah, I struggle.
It makes it better.
I think my biggest struggle with chassis has been execution. And I think the biggest because I mean, at the end of the day, I think a lot of the time, in especially with the market right now, pistol chassis almost, they kind of feel like, do you remember just watching like some of the deep dive Forgotten Weapons episodes on the bolt action semi-automatic conversions? Okay, so there have been many government throughout time that have decided, hey, we have these existing rifles. I'll bet you we can just pay somebody to make them semi-automatic and convert them, instead of realizing the conversion ship basically strips away everything that was the original, kind of like what's his face's ship.
Right.
So what you're left with is not really any savings at all. In fact, you've probably spent more trying to retrofit things. So it's a similar problem, I think.
Well, I mean, maybe it's our age, because I'm just now thinking, like, when you say compact PDW, the first thing that comes to my mind is the HK MP5. Like,
the
MP5K. The MP5K or the Micro Uzi, or even if you're really festive, I'm rolling my eyes for you. The Tech 9.
The Mac 10s. Well,
the Mac 10s. Yeah, I mean, those are PDWs in the sense that they're pistol caliber, they're compact, and they can,
I was thinking the M93.
Yeah, M93.
Yeah, I think there's an interesting. Well, were we talking about this? We may have talked about this a few years ago, but I think we were talking about it with Arma, where it was like, man, you know what's like a really convenient idea? Oh no, we were talking about FRTs with that 7-inch gun I was building.
Oh yeah, okay.
How convenient and how.
No,
maybe not necessarily talking about lethality, but like
that would
FRT.
be interesting if you did the FRT, if you did a Glock with an FRT
as like a get off me gun, kind of like a
get off me.
That's my purse.
The bad guy's like, you didn't hit me at all. I was like, that wasn't the point. I just wanted you to get off me.
That's what we need as a 365 FRT, and then you just grab that Flux chassis, and then we're cooking. Oh man, Jesus. The boys in Jacksonville never saw it coming. Of course, they got switches there, right?
Well, they have switches everywhere. In fact, they probably have them more where you live.
They have, yeah, probably. I saw a thing, or they have the police recovery pictures where they show you like what they seized. I saw a 3D printed switch, and I forgot they have basically temporary switches that basically they're good for X amount of rounds.
Well, yeah, I mean the concept's not rocket science.
No, I mean it's pretty simple, but I mean, I don't know. All right.
For legal reasons, we won't talk about that.
We won't. We won't elaborate. So
So
since
a get off me
technically
gun, maybe.
a get off, yeah. So we got there, right? We
Okay.
got to the get off me gun. So I think the idea of a chassis is better than the executions we have for them right now.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think the MP320 chassis, the one that came with Brass Facts actually did a video on it, which is it was super weird. I think you had to be a member from SIG, and then they only had a limited release of them. They didn't really tell anybody about them. They released them, and then they were out of them, and then they're not going to make them anymore. And then they partnered with. I think what happened was is they were making their own chassis, and then they partnered with Flux, and they were like, "Oh wait, fuck, we can't release a competing product." So,
Well,
but it
you know
has
to
a
be
no shit charging handle. It's an interesting design. Still has weird accuracy problems from what I understand, but I mean, again, I'm not. I'd like
I
to
think
keep all of my
I think you
rounds
had-
in at
I think you
25 yards
accept-
and a B8.
right. I think you accept that your accuracy is going to take a little
10
bit of
inches
a
at 25 yards. I mean, ideally
hit
8.
in.
8 to 10 inches, I think isn't too bad in terms of an accuracy standard for a self-defense
Well,
weapon.
you just brought up an interesting point that I just thought of. So we were talking about 3D printed switches.
Right.
Why not 3D printed chassis?
I think they already. Well, I'm fairly certain they already have 3D printed 320 chassis. I wouldn't be surprised if they had a 3D printed Glock chassis, especially for an RXM,
Right.
because we have
Right.
RXMs now with drop-in chassis.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's a reason to get into the RXM game is for maybe for us to try out a chassis.
You just want to buy an RXM because you refuse to buy a Glock 19.
I know. I don't
You'll
even
buy
really
everything.
want an RXM either.
You'll
I just
buy
want the Glock
everything
26
but
version.
a Glock 19.
I don't want the Glock 19 RXM. I want that Glock 26 length.
Okay.
one.
Okay. Would you buy a PSA dagger over a Glock 19? Just because you don't want to have a Glock 19?
Absolutely not.
No?
Never.
Really?
Oh,
I don't
absolutely
believe you.
not.
I don't believe you. I feel like you would. I feel like you would just to spite me. Just to say I didn't get a 19.
No.
I got a PSA dagger.
No,
I'm gonna change all the components.
I would never
in
do
it.
that.
I'm
That
change
is
all the
not what would
components
occur.
in it. Uh-huh.
No, I wouldn't do that.
I feel like you would. I really do.
Not a dagger.
Not a
I'm
dagger.
trying to think of something like I would spitefully own. Just I don't know.
I owned that Glock 31 for a while until I realized how expensive it was to shoot.
Yeah, and it sucks to shoot. They're unpleasant.
It was kind of like surprise, disappointment face.
Well,
when you shot that.
It's really disappointing because I mean the Gen 4 Glocks are some of my favorite, but also my least favorite because the magwells are super thin, so they get chewed up and they're not super durable. And then the texture looks like it should be more aggressive than it actually is. But for some reason, I still love it. But it's probably because it was my first Glock was Gen 4. But the Gen 4 the Gen 5 actually fixes a lot for that. A lot of that for me. But I just still don't like Glock 19s. My hands are too chubby.
Well, maybe if you had a chassis, it would fix all that.
No, it wouldn't. It would just move where my hand is. It's still going to be cramped. It's just going to be cramped closer to my face.
Yeah. Perfect. All right,
How is
so we have
that any better?
We have a plan of
How is
attack
this-
here. We Glock
What?
19 in the chassis. Perfect. Plan of attack. I love it.
What the fuck? All right. What else is there to talk about on this?
I don't
What would
know.
you Okay, so I guess let's figure out what this would look like for us. In terms of
What?
like what would it take for you? What would you want? I mean, if you could actually get this into a roll, where could you see this? Maybe not for you. So
I
maybe,
mean,
maybe let's open that
well,
back up.
well, no, I said earlier, so if I was backpacking or if I was in the hiking or if I needed a travel firearm, something I could put in a bag and quickly convert.
Hmm. Because
Yeah.
I also like the idea that you could have your gun on and then just grab the chassis and throw it in a bag, and then you don't have to
Yeah.
pack a long gun
Yes.
or
Yeah, but the capabilities, like, you're fooling yourself with the capabilities. I think that's where my stopping point is. Like, if you understand that the capability of your bog standard 365 Glock, whatever gun you're putting into the chassis, if you understand the capabilities of that and then put it in the chassis, okay. But if you put it in the chassis, expecting you're going to get better capabilities magically somehow, you're fooling yourself and you're setting
I
yourself up for failure.
I think it makes people that wouldn't otherwise be good pistol shooters a lot better. I disagree with that. I think for the layperson, or especially for somebody that doesn't fucking dry fire, I think it would make it a lot easier to shoot a gun because there's more points of contact. It's easier to control.
Someone that doesn't dry fire versus someone that dry fires so much because they don't go to the range.
No, I mean literally anybody. I think this is a great option for somebody. I mean, then you still have to put it in the chassis, so that's part of it. Like, obviously, does it give you the warm and fuzzies? And you understand, like, yeah, it's still not as great as a rifle, but it's like, it's better than not
I mean,
having a rifle.
exactly. I mean, if you understand that shooting a 9mm is going to go X far, do this much pen damage, whatever, cool. But if you are putting it into a chassis thinking it's going to do more,
Yeah,
you know,
it's not.
better.
It doesn't change the barrel.
Right? It doesn't change the overall ballistics of the
Yeah,
cartridge you're
it
using.
just changes how you interface with the gun. Like I said, it's like a magnifier. It just magnifies your abilities with that gun.
I think having a 7-inch AR is probably, given the choice over having the chassis or having the 7-inch AR.
You're still thinking 7.
As much as I hate 7-inch ARs,
No, you hate that gun. I haven't even shot that gun.
I would be more comfortable using that.
I've shot the 10-inch. It's not too bad.
Well, 10-inch. I'd be more comfortable using that because I think the rifle rounds are going to do ballistically.
I think you would be
better.
surprised. They're heavy.
Well, yeah, they're heavy.
Really,
I mean, are we talking about weight now?
I mean, if we're, you know, it's a factor. I think it's a factor if we're talking about just chucking it into a bag. That's a lot more convenient than having to figure out some level of logistics for your life-saving equipment. It's like, okay, well, how much are you expecting to use that? Now, it's easier to fight with something that's meant to be fought with. So, I mean, the more, like purpose-built it is, the better. But
Please, sir, wait. I'm putting my pistol into my chassis.
But
One moment.
it's like having a deep carry gun. Like, if I have a ball sack gun, it's my 22 mag. Like, obviously that's not as ideal to fight with as my Glock 34 with a fucking red dot and a flashlight and a mag well and an extended magazine. Right? Like, that's probably way easier to fight with, but I also can't fit that in fucking silkies when I'm going for a ruck. Like, it does. I mean, I probably could. It would just look a little weird and be very uncomfortable. So that, I guess that would be the argument here. Is like,
I think
it is a very specific tool.
I think he just gave me a great idea for the use case for the pistol chassis system. And it's going to draw back on something that we've talked about previously on this podcast.
References.
Offensive pistol gun.
Oh, so what you're saying is that it's adapted. It's evolved.
Pistol. Yes, the offensive pistol. I mean, I just thought about that. It's the greatest case for that. right?
Well, I mean that was the same concept so maybe that's what we need to talk about next time. Is maybe
Yeah.
we need to flesh this out and figure out. Maybe one of us needs to be arguing for uh regular offensive pistol, and then ooh
Whatever's for the
part 2.
chassis.
Okay, next week or
Oh, yeah.
next Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, next Sunday.
Yeah, next Sunday. Or
Yeah,
Saturday.
that one. There you go. Whatever. Next weekend we'll have a
Bryce
part
is
2
having
for this.
ideas. Part 2.
Yeah, so
The authentic offensive
indeed.
handgun versus
all right.
the Gen Z chassis.
I love the Zoomer chassis. All right. I love it. All right. Into the show. What do we have news? Do you have anything? Do you been looking at for something fun?
Started playing Escape from Tarkov again.
Oh yeah, you were telling new PvE stuff. Tell
It's
tell
not
us.
so upon further investigation, it's been out for a long time. But Tarkov has the PvE mode.
Right.
Basically, it's a separate account from the PvP account. So PvE is just you versus the scabs, which I prefer because it's the same game. Everything's the same. Just you're fighting scabs, and there's no wipe unless you want to wipe it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
All your
Wait, is that
progression-
multiplayer?
Yeah, I believe so. I was looking it up. I believe so. I believe if both people have the PvE.
I'm sorry. Yeah. So we've been complaining about Tarkov for all of the wrong reasons.
Yes.
We played Gray Zone for no fucking reason at all.
Oh, pish posh. Gray Zone was fun. I still like.
Have you been playing it?
Well, Tarkov just wiped, so I was trying to get on the trend chain.
He keeps trying to sell me on Gray Zone, then I think he gets burned out of it.
I don't.
They can't see my face, but imagine just the bitch please kind of face, It is. So with my son, my son's almost 2, and my wife likes to say that he is resting Bryce face. Because he just has my face where he's not impressed. I'm like, okay, thank you. Thanks
you
for the
have
attitude,
not
buddy.
impressed me, father. My father did not impress me at such a young age.
He has too many opinions, and he's always judging quietly. I love him.
I imagine he looks at you and he rips a big fart. He goes, "That one's for you, Dad."
The spiritual fart, just for you, buddy. But
you collapse on the floor. You're just like,
and then what was I doing? Oh, I guess I can kind of say it. So I'm actually my news is I am now a writer for the Truth About Guns. I do some stuff about
you are? I thought those articles looked familiar.
News or new product releases and stuff like that. So
the KRG stock article,
indeed,
in the ACR stock articles. Oh, those are so familiar.
A lot of hardware and stock stuff. I don't know what that was about, but so yeah, I'm working on some other content or some other articles coming up, and I've been just kind of doing that. So that
nice.
I mean the activity with the podcast, and then some other stuff, I'm really facilitated that. So it's nice that I get inspiration from the podcast and from the writing. So that's my news. I'm very happy, and it's very, very cool. Very cool. So lifelong dream. But yeah, so we're gonna definitely get some more content in terms of things that I'm doing, and then obviously I also have a new job I'm doing. So if you're interested in random cool militaria, I post up on the Carry Handle Podcast Instagram all kinds of cool, interesting pictures and stuff like that. And I'm going to be going back to doing the Carry Handle Minutes here not too long. It's just a lot going on. I will get back to videos, and then pretty soon I'd like, just as like a Q&A or just kind of like a quick update, I do want to get a more kind of focus direction for the YouTube channel. Kevin's been picking up the production for the gaming channel, and he's killing
yes.
it.
Our
So-
new production might be EFT PVE mode.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna redirect and try to figure out what I want to do with the YouTube channel. We're gonna be doing more video podcasts and try to figure out that format. But yeah, so there, I mean, we definitely have some stuff to look forward to. I'm back to carrying a Glock 48 for now. We'll see.
Whoa. What the fuck?
And
What
yeah,
the
so that's
actual
pretty
fuck?
much it.
No. Don't you end on that, you piece of shit.
So
What
yeah.
is it you're back to carry?
Everybody enjoy having us
motherfucker.
back and look forward
You
to part 2.
absolute motherfucker. I swear to God.
You know.
You absolute piece of shit. How dare you?
Oh my goodness. Thanks for listening.
Find out in part 2 how I feel about this.
Bye. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Very cool. You should like and subscribe.
On Facebook and Instagram.
And Twitter and Spotify. You should listen there too. If you
aren't they
heard
listening
this on Spotify.
to this on Spotify right now?
Well, they could be, but there's also YouTube podcasts, so all of the places.
We always forget where we post this stuff.
We don't know where this is. Thank you for listening wherever you're listening to, but you should also like the other places that we are. And
Who are we and what the hell are we doing here?
Yeah, I don't know how we got here. So thank you for letting us talk directly into your ear holes.
Right to the brain.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Adios.